Stop! Police!
Oh, shit.
We have a multiple 600 in progress for most of each. Subject is 25 and appears to have shit his pants.
Get back here!
Hey, hello, welcome to Community Service Podcast with Craig Conant. Today's our guest is no one, because I had COVID and no one wants to get near me. I am diseased. Anyways, I would like to thank our new Patreon members, Tiffany Gold. Thank you, Tiffany Golden. Sorry, the email cut off the E in the end. Thank you so much, new Patreon, and Christy Benez up their pledge, and she's a sweetheart. She said, "You have COVID, I'm gonna up it." And I was like, okay, all right, everybody, I had COVID. I had COVID-19. Here come all the juicy details. I don't know if it was worse than like the flu or strep throat. For me, anyways, personally, it was absolutely awful. But guess what also was awful? The flu and strep throat. My symptoms weren't severe. It knocked me on my ass for about 3 days, I would say. Maybe 4 days. And then after, it killed me with just fatigue. I was so weak. Like walking to get water hurt. You know, like everything hurt, and I didn't want to get out of bed, and I just wanted to sleep, and I was just so weak and had a headache, and that was like the first 3 days. And then oddly enough, when I started to feel better, that's when I lost my taste and smell. Like after the 3 or 4 days of just those 3 or 4 days, it was awful. It was fucking awful. And I'm not trying to downplay it or upplay it. I'm just trying to give it to you as accurate as possible. Like anytime I was sick before, it would knock me on my ass for 2 to 4 days. And that's what COVID did to me. But then after that, of course, I did zero research on the actual virus until I had it. And then, so it attacks the nerves in your brain, right?
Partly, yeah.
Yeah, and that's how it makes the taste and the smell shut off.
Right.
It messes with nerve endings or something. And then I had shortness of breath, which was really weird because you don't think you have it. And it's almost as if you forget to breathe, and then all of a sudden you go... You know?
Yeah.
And it's like, whoa, why is my body doing that? And I guess it attacks the nerves and causes like little brain misfires or whatever. And that was trippy and scary because I was like, whoa, it's fucking with my breathing. Thank God I have age and health on my side, so I'm fine, but it was fucking weird, dude. And what else about it? Do you want to talk about it?
Oh, yeah, I had it too. And I had it for like a day.
Yeah.
It was one bad day, and I'd say probably about 36 hours where I just laid in bed and slept, and I didn't eat anything because I couldn't get up. And I could get up, I just didn't feel like it, and I didn't have anything super easy to eat. So I just didn't.
Yeah, I wasn't eating a few days too. I had another reason I wasn't very hungry. We'll get into that. Yeah, dude, it was just I just wasn't eating. Well, I finally lost some quarantine weight. Ugh. And I'm just trying to remember everything. It was awful. It was awful. But it was awful just like any sickness is awful.
Yeah, I remember thinking it wasn't as bad as I thought it would be, for me at least. And then the next day when I was trying to remember it, it almost felt like I blocked out how bad it was, because I was like, that wasn't so bad, but I like was in a bed for 36 hours straight, so it had to
Yeah.
be kind of bad.
It's bad. My thing is like it was horrible, but the thing that made it worse than other strep throat or the common cold or the flu is that once I started to feel better, up came these weird symptoms that was
Yeah.
like psychological. When you lose your taste
Oh, yeah. That
and
was
smell, it fucks with you.
And it's still not back, right? You're not 100%?
I'm at like 25%.
Jeez, all right.
I can't taste. I could taste when it was at its peak. I could taste 1%. Like I anyone who would ask me, I would say like if the analogy I could come up with best, it tastes like the memory
Yeah.
of the food. Like that, you don't taste a peanut butter sandwich. You taste the thought of what you once had.
Well, it's funny what you realize you thought taste was too, because like fizz on your tongue, you could feel that. Like,
Yeah, you could feel like you gave me the mint analogy. You could
Yeah.
feel the stuff going on, but you can't taste
I
it.
put like 3 mints in my mouth, strong ones, and I felt like my nose got all cold.
Yeah.
My mouth got cold, but none of the flavor was there. It was so weird.
Like my girl made burrito food mix, and it was really spicy, and I could tell it was spicy, but yet I couldn't tell that it was spicy, if that makes any sense at all.
It messes with you. It's weird.
Like I know this is spicy. I could feel the, but it doesn't affect me. Like I could have ate a fucking ghost pepper,
yeah.
and it was it's psychological. And then on top of the fucking social stigma, a lot of people hit you up and they're sweethearts, and they're just lots of love, lots of support. And then a lot of people are like nosy Nellies. You could tell the difference between the two. I'm like, man, get your fucking nosy Nelly out my shit, dude. And then of course, I had done some shows prior to getting COVID-19, and so everyone, I messaged them, was like, hey, don't worry. I was in contact with it this day. I got infected this day. So if you're in the past, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
I know exactly when I got it. And then they're just like, are you sure? I was like, unless COVID could go back in time, 7 days, dude. I know when I was fine. I came in contact with someone with it, and then I had it. It's not rocket science. I know that person said, oh, I worked with someone that had it. You got it. And I was like, oh, fuck. So then I had to call the people I was around. And it was just funny. Like, I understand their worry, but it's like,
Yeah.
if I say, hey, I was infected 12/22 and I saw you 12/15, you didn't get it from me, man. And it was just like, people are like, how did you know? Because I was around someone. Because someone said, yo, dude, I'm really sorry I have COVID-19. I think I gave it to you. And then I got it. It came from them. I mean, I know it's a paranoid fucking world. I wish I had a tissue. It's okay. It's just tickly. There's none in here. I have COVID-19. I just keep wiping my nose. I mean, I'm negative now. We got tested. We're safe. All right. Oh, man, I don't want to talk about this. This is so sad. COVID-19. I briefly mentioned on the episode with Fahim Anwar that my Uncle Gilbert was on a ventilator. My dumb ass thought that if you got on a ventilator, you're fine. That's not the case. COVID-19 took out Uncle Gilbert. He is no longer with us in this physical realm. He is floating on the astral plane. Damn, man. That's also why I wasn't eating. I was so depressed. I don't even know if it feels like a nightmare. It feels fake. I haven't really talked about or even dealt with. I took some long walks in the beach and had some good cries. But it's just like we're in like shock. Like you're just like, fuck. It all happened so fast. He had it. My family had it like a month ago. And then he was getting better. He was taking his medicine and it seemed fine. And then he got really short of breath. My aunt, his wife, called the ambulance. They took him to the hospital. He has insurance. He got on a ventilator. He started improving, which made us all go, oh, I just assumed, all right, he's on a ventilator. He's improving. And then he just took a fucking dive, dude. And then he ended up being 100% dependent on the ventilator. He was older. I don't even know his exact age. He was 73 or 74. And it just went after his lungs. And then when, I don't really know the science behind it, but the doctor said when he was on 100% on the ventilator, then his organs started failing. And then they just said, like, I mean, he was a vegetable, and he, it was just a horror, just every horror you can imagine. My poor family, his daughter, couldn't even see him. They finally fought and were able to see him, and the hospital gave him 10 fucking minutes, which is disgusting since they all tested negative. It's like, yo, I know you got protocol, but he's negative, they're negative. Get the fuck out of here. We said our goodbyes via Zoom. Anyways, it was a fucking nightmare, dude. It was just as bad as you possibly could think. My family's crying over Zoom. The fucking, they're old, so some of them are muted saying their goodbyes. That's fucking not funny, but it's funny. Just old people on Zoom saying their goodbyes on mute. Oh. The nurses, thank God for them, and the doctors, but the doctors who would speak to my family were like robots, you know.
Yeah.
I know they're dealing with it every day, but the nurses would sneak cell phones in and communicate with my aunt. So God bless those angels. And the nurse set the iPad up and gave us our final 40 minutes with Uncle Gilbert. Also, too, Microsoft, who owns Zoom. Hey, Billy Gates, you think he could cut the hospitals a break and give them more than 40 minutes? Because those group chat.
Oh, yeah.
You only get 40 minutes.
Oh, Jesus.
Heavens forbid Bill can't give the hospitals a free account, or the hospitals who are making quite a bit of money can't spring the cash so families can have longer than 40 minutes. Anyways, that couldn't help but pop through my head because as no warning, no countdown, it just shut off.
Jesus
and we're just like,
Christ.
well, that's that. And also it's the difficulty of getting my aunt and cousin a PCR test with health insurance quickly, with results quickly, so they can see their father and husband who's passing, was way too difficult. It's like there isn't some, America and their infrastructure just baffles me. We make fun of every other country, yet there's no testing on the hospital site for loved ones to see their family immediately. Like, why doesn't that exist? I just have so many questions. I saw that like a surgeon got fired for calling out unnecessary protocols, such as the one giving my family 10 minutes to see their family who's passing. Like, why? Just logic, like, they're all negative. There's no risk factor. If anything, also, they risk the factor of getting reinfected, which sucks. But, when your father and husband's dying, that sucks a little bit more. I think people, I don't know the solutions, people. I just know what I lived through, and I saw it, and I was just like, oh, this is fucking terrible. Why don't they have an unlimited account? Why doesn't the hospital pay for it? Why doesn't Bill Zoom, billionaire, just gift it? You can't gift it. You're profiting pretty big during this fucking pandemic. My fucking dude. It always happens to the good ones, the sweet ones. I mean, like, I say that because some of my other uncles done some dirt. And Gilbert was just the sweetest. Like, when somebody passes like that, I know he was older, but it still happened abruptly. Like, I don't think I've ever lived through, I've lost loved ones, but it's always, oh shit, I forgot my cousin got shot in the head. Yeah, it sucks. It just happens. That was so long ago. I was so little. I was going to say what I was going to say. Like I've dealt with death, but it's grandparents. They're older. They've lived their life. It's sad, but it's not as sad. Like, it just took him out, man. And he was just so kind. Like he would always give me money in Las Vegas because my father was too cheap. My dad would give me $2 for 3 days in Las Vegas. Hey, Dad, I love you, but you're cheap. That's not enough. So Gilbert would slip me a 10. He was that guy. He was so kind that he would take other people's children on vacations because they couldn't afford it, He was that guy. I'm trying not to cry.
He's the one who you hung his underpants from the...
That was Uncle Oscar.
Oh, that was Uncle Oscar.
He got mad. Uncle Oscar. And I almost took out Uncle Oscar, too. He lost like 40 pounds, and it fucked him up. Another aunt, it fucked her up. We all thought, that's why we were so surprised. We were scared it was going to happen to my mom. She's just not the healthiest, thank God. She came back. And then it just took him, dude, and it happened like that. And he got the medical attention he needed. He just was old. He had sleep apnea and lung conditions. And he had heart conditions. I knew he had to take a pill for his heart. I believe he almost, I don't know, I think he had almost had a heart attack and had stents. He wasn't, it just got him, man. It just fucking got him. Oh, man. COVID's a hoax. I'm sorry. I'm a comedian. I have to say something crazy and funny or I'm going to start crying, goddammit. That's how I cope. What else? Any questions? I know I had all this big, long, epic speech in my head, and then you just get in front of the camera and you get sad and you get quiet.
Do you have a good, funny story about Uncle Oscar?
Oh, yeah. Thank you. Uncle Oscar, I got lots. Uncle Gilbert,
sorry.
You heartless monster. I'm sorry, my producer's an evil bastard piece of shit. No, thank you for that. You made me laugh. Dude, this guy, Uncle Gilbert, first of all, he was a loving, loyal husband, and he adored his daughter. So much so to where I was like, oh, that's what a parent's love is supposed to look like. He was the good. But this motherfucker was bad at golfing. I got golf stories. So I used to go golfing with my uncle and my dad. And this fool, I don't know if he had just like a homing dart missile in his golf balls, but he used to just hit birds on fucking accident. I seen this dude we were golfing. I don't remember what course. Might have been Lakewood. And he hit the hole's over there. The birds are over there. This guy just hits this bird. Doesn't kill it. It gets up. It's just it's like a cartoon. Like it's almost as if I saw the birdies flying around the birdie. No pun intended. And the bird's like whack whack whack. I'm just like, oh, and he's he didn't mean to do it. He's like, oh, I'm sorry. And then I seen him try to hit over this water, and he just kept hitting it in the water and kept dropping balls. And me and my dad were laughing. He must have hit 4 balls in that fucking water. I seen him kill hit 2 birds, and he hit an old lady in the head. The guy he was like Chevy Chase in Caddyshack. Chevy Chase was good. He just would hit shit. And I'll never forget this. It was me. It was family vacation. I must have been 12 years old. It was me, my Uncle Gilbert, my Aunt Norma, my cousin Lisa, Lulu, the whole Mexican side, my mom, and we had we stayed at the hotel that they filmed the Titanic in, because my cousins Lisa and Lulu were obsessed with Leo. And they filmed the Titanic in Rosarito Beach because it's cheaper to film in Mexico because America be fucking you with their taxes. So James Cameron went to Mexico to film it because it was a hell of a lot cheaper than the States. So we stayed at this resort, and they had like a little plaque. Leo and Kate stayed in these suites. And then, so there's a golf course on this hotel. It's like a resort with the golf course. Now, I say all this because my Aunt Donna and my Uncle Gilbert and Roger, they're all golfing. Like, they golf, we're out doing pools, kids shit, shopping shit. We just happened to look out the balcony window, which we just happened to see Uncle Gilbert about to hit the ball. There's 18 holes. We weren't home. I mean, a lot of happens. The timing of this is perfect. We go, hey. He goes, hey. And then he goes to hit the ball. He hits the golf cart he shanks it, hits the golf cart to the side. Then the golf ball comes back at him, like in every movie you've ever seen in the history of golf bloopers. And they duck, and then the ball goes 50 feet behind him. He's going that way, and it goes that way. And we just laugh and laugh and laugh. My fondest memories of Uncle Gilbert was me, him, and my Uncle Oscar making fun of my Aunt Norma's mole on her chin till we could not breathe. I mean, talk about when I would take strong acid and laugh with my buddies at nothing or mushrooms. It was the same laughter, but with no drugs, with my uncles making fun of my aunt's neck and mole. We used to say her mole's so big it'd have his own outfits. It'd wear a tuxedo to weddings and shit. And me and my Uncle Gilbert and Uncle Oscar would just die laughing. And he was the uncle that when you get him to laugh too hard, his oxygen would cut off to his brain and he'd pass out. So our goal as a family was to get Uncle Gilbert to pass out. And I swear, dude, you're not allowed to label anything anymore, but I'm going to do it because I'm edgy. But he would laugh so hard, he would sound like a Japanese dude. Mm-hmm. And he would go, hi, hi. I swear to fucking God, this isn't jokes. And he would go, hi, hi. And then it would cut off and he'd just pass out. And we'd be like, oh shit, he passed out. It's crazy. One time he collapsed against the fridge and slid down. And we just laughed. Nicole was the only one that went to his aid. Because we knew he was going to get back up, you know? And he just had the best laugh. He had a thick mustache. He jammed. I used to talk about him in my act, but it kind of got too mean towards Norma, so I stopped. That's his wife. But I'd say he played the bongos and he got the jam with Santana, and then he met my Aunt Norma and had to go work for the city. Then I'd just rip into Norma, and I'd feel bad afterwards. I'd be like, okay, I hope nobody recorded that. No, Norma hit the jackpot with him. My other aunts, not so much. Yeah, he was full Mexican. My aunt Norma said that she thought he was so cool because he was from East Los. They're from the harbor area. He was from East Los Angeles. Full Mexican, kind of look Asian. I don't know what's up with that. Had the last name Arellano, but had no drug cartel affiliation. The Arellanos, I guess, are major players down in some cartel down there. Anyways, if you don't know, now you know. And crazy. Still feels fake. Doesn't feel real. You see it on the news. You heard me. I'd always say only 0.3%? I don't even know. I don't keep up anymore. Anyways, my uncle was part of the 0.3. It's awful. It's fucking awful. If I have any advice to battle COVID, don't be old. Anyways, I don't have any advice. Oh, there's some medicines I looked up. Hang on. You know what I don't get about this nation once you live through some COVID-19 shit? Okay, so here's some medicines I looked up from some doctors. Dexamethasone and bamlanivimab. Can you come up with some better names?
You'd think.
Dexamethasone and bamlanivimab. Those are supposed to help the elderly battle some lung shit. I know steroids have helped some people. I know that hydrochloroquine is help some people, and that's what I was about to start. You know, just because you hate our president, who's an easy guy to hate, I get it. He's the kind of guy that gets a little spit right there. You know, everybody hates that guy.
Yeah.
Most everybody hates. But just because he said the name of a medicine, all of a sudden it taboos the medicine. And my girl, her grandparents are pharmacists, compound pharmacists, have been doing it for 50, 60 years and have been taking that medicine long before COVID when they would travel to Mexico and Africa because it has antiviral properties.
Yeah.
It's a shield for elderly to say fuck you to viruses before it even enters. And the fact that, a man that's a piece of shit says the medicine, and then all of a sudden they say no to that medicine. And that is insane to me. It's like I've known people who've taken it, and it's fine. My girl grandparents, a compound. He's like Rain Man. He just knows. He mixes the actual medicines. He took it for 20 years pre-COVID. It's fine.
It's like an anti-malaria drug, I think.
Yeah, it's used a lot in tropical islands where malaria is rampant. And just because someone says something and you don't like them doesn't mean. I say all that because they politicized a medicine that actually works.
Yeah, I think that's a good lesson.
That's insane. And then it even me talking about it, you'll still get some people like, that shit kills you. Oh, does it?
I know it's not perfect. Definitely.
It's not perfect, but it's, you know what else is fucking better than? Your aunt or uncle or grandpa dying. I just can't believe that medicines have been politicized, and it's like, yo, does this shit help? Yes or no?
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck what senator, what president, whether it's Biden or Trump. Who gives a fuck what either of them say? What is the doctor? Oh, it works? Oh, it's a medicine that exists and has been battling viruses for decades? Oh, I don't understand it. Because you hate the guy? I mean, I could understand the hate. Just the not listening to doctors. And I don't know if I talked about this before, but a comedian got COVID in the beginning of the pandemic maybe not the beginning, in the middle, I don't know. And the doctor said, "What are your political beliefs?" And he's like, "What?" And then he's like, "Well, do you like Trump?" He's like, "No, I hate him." He's like, "But I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Like, give me the medicine that works." He goes, "Well, this works." And he's like, "Then give it to me. Like, don't ask me my political beliefs. Prescribe me the medicine that fucking helps me." And that was a real thing that was brought up between a medical doctor and a comedian I know. And he was just like, "Give me the fucking drugs that will get rid of this. Not whether I believe in Democrat or Republican beliefs." Insane. Back to what I've been preaching forever. It's just like, why isn't the news constantly covering how to battle COVID? If you have insurance, if you don't have insurance, what medicines to take, you know what I mean? Like, all it is just a fear factory and a death ticker. It's like they're focusing on the problem rather than the solution. Constantly. Because fear sells. It's just, it's our media is disgusting. And, COVID-19 takes out predominantly the elderly and overweight. All things stemming from that. And elderly, you can't control that, but you could, they could start eating more ginger, more garlic, start exercising, start going in the sun, start taking vitamin C, start taking vitamin D3, zinc, etc. So if they do come in contact, they stand a shot. And I just don't find that being put out there so often. And if it is, it's like, oh, that's hoopla. It's like, it's giving people a fighting chance. It's just crazy. Crazy. I don't know. Am I leaving anything out? Your thoughts, Christopher?
Well, I just keep thinking about like the way the drug commercials are all like, ask your doctor if this drug is right for you. And I just don't think there shouldn't be lobbying in that direction. Like, there should be doctors who know what drugs work, and they shouldn't get paid extra for using them. Because I think that starts to muddy the waters.
Yeah, kickbacks should be illegal amongst doctors.
Because I want to believe every doctor, but we know, like,
there's
doctors,
financial incentives for them to prescribe certain medicines, and that's also insane.
And then also, they're not always the most nutrition conscious. They went to school to learn what drugs to give you to make you feel better, but they didn't necessarily get the lesson on, vitamin C.
Yeah.
In anything other than like a shot. Like, they don't preach, eat a lot of vegetables, that type of thing.
Yeah. It's just the amount of things we can do to naturally boost our immune system is unreal, and the fact that it's not common knowledge and constantly pumped out into the ether is beyond me. I don't understand it. I know that it is. I know that there's health conscious people everywhere, but I also know that there's like a stigma to it. It's like Sure, I'm not saying don't go to the doctor and don't get medicine, but I'm saying on top of that, eat organic grass-fed meats and no dairy and healthy oils and greens and ancient grains, something that's not synthetic, wild rice and mung beans as opposed to fucking soy and bleached rice, and like everything's just not everything, but almost everything in this goddamn food chain has it's like, okay, so there's raw organic cane sugar. Then we refine it and we bleach it and we make it a chemical. Why the fuck do we do that? I know why we do it. It sells more and it probably makes it cheaper. But it comes at a cost. It weakens your immune system. Everything, like, it's like we bleached bread. There's too many chemicals. Like, why the fuck our mac and cheese have different ingredients in Canada's mac and cheese? Just all those things. Why is there so much processed food? No other nations do what we do with our food, and I think it directly affects our health, and it directly affects our reaction to COVID. Like, other nations aren't hit as hard as we are, and we have all the infrastructure they do, and it's just comes down to our basic health and our ingredients in our food, and we need to wake up and pay more attention to that. And we need to change, as Tupac said, we need to change the way we eat. We need to change the way. I've really started butchering some words right there. It's on the song Changes. And he says, we need to change the way we eat. We need to change the way we live. And we need to change the way we treat each other. I don't know. It's all fucked up. Anyways, he played the bongos, and he used an AOL email because I would mooch off his HBO and his El Betito at AOL.com. And yeah, he jammed with Santana. That's crazy. He had the best taste in music. He listened to Tupac, NWO. Wait a minute. NWA. That's that other bastard. He like I would hear Straight Outta Compton as a child in the 80s from my uncle. Not my brother or sister or cousin, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's so dope. He had the best taste in music. He gave me a gang of vinyl, the classics, Blood, Sweat, and Tears, and Santana, Jimi Hendrix. He liked brass. He loved the bongos. He'd always bang on the table. My aunt would tell him to stop. And, yeah, man. He had a nice thick walrus mustache. He told me a story how he shit in the shower and stepped on it and pushed it through the drain. It's like, I laughed. Oh, that's a good one. He was always there too. He was like the husband everyone wanted. Like, he always wanted to be around his family. All my other uncles and father were like, I'm out of here. I'll be in the garage drinking, watching the fight. And he just always, he was a family man. R.I.P. Gilbert. R.I.P. Okay. I don't remember anything else I'm missing, man. I don't want to. All right. So 2020. What a fucking shit show. It's the worst year ever, bro. Oh my God. So right as 2020 was ending, my uncle passed. I had COVID-19. My girl had COVID-19. Christmas was canceled. Thanksgiving was canceled. We were quarantined. Then the neighbor's plumbing pipe burst, just like ours, except it was the upstairs. So it was just a waterfall in the downstairs. They had to shut off the water. This is right before 2021. This is still 2020. So now me and my girl are here with COVID-19 and no water. And they're like, the landlord, we have good landlords. They hire a plumber to come in the morning and fix it. Premier Plumbing, these guys are superheroes. But they're like, yes, just stay at a hotel. I'm sorry, like the water's shut off. We can't turn it on. There'll be a waterfall. So my neighbors stayed in a hotel. Everyone went to a hotel. We have COVID-19. We can't go to a hotel. So now we're just stuck with COVID-19 and no water. And on top of that, I had just laid a brick of a turd and clogged the toilet. So the clog happens right before the water gets shut off, right? Mm-hmm. I can't go anywhere. I order a plunger from Target because they deliver like same day, you know? So it's like, all right, I could get a plunger over here quick and I could fix this. Then the next door water thing happened. Target promising my plunger at 5 p.m. No plunger 5 p.m. 6 p.m. no plunger. 7 p.m. no plunger. 7:30 get the plunger. Girls taking a shower in between, you know, maybe about 6:45. And before the plunger gets here, thank God for no smell. The one silver lining of COVID is we can't smell this god awful brick house. And but then they shut off the water mid shower on my girl. So she's just like fucking soap in her asshole. And turd in the toilet, soap in the asshole, no plunger. Plunger gets here, now the water's shut off. I can't even plunge. What am I going to plunge it and flush it? And then there's no water. So then I don't use the plunger. I resort to pissing in my water pitcher that I water my plants with in the kitchen. I don't tell my girl this. She catches me pissing in the kitchen. She said, "You're fucking disgusting. Go outside." I was like, "It's cold. It's raining. It's pissing here." I just fling it outside on the cement. She's, where the fuck is she pissing? Oh, she's pissing in the bathtub. Because there's nowhere to go. She's not going to pop a squat outside so my neighbors can see her pretty pink pussy. So she's pissing in the bathtub and then pouring good, fresh Arrowhead delivered water to wash it down. And then she goes, "Why don't you pee in the bathtub?" So I'm not wasting that Arrowhead. I paid for that. I'll piss in this cup. I'll pour it outside. Zero water wasted. It's a new anti-flush system. It's called the bucket. The pitcher. So the plumbers come the next day, work from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m., fix it, because they're the fucking rock stars that they are. Those guys are on it, come holiday, get cracking, fix the shit. So we have water, finally go to plunge the turd. Turns out when you let a brick soak for 30 hours, you don't need the plunger anymore. Breaks apart. Flushed it, no problem. And, I forgot. I had to take one shit at the beach. Just ran to the beach. Ran to the beach with booty wipes, mask, gloves on, whole nine. I had to. Had no other choice. laid another brick. I don't know if COVID constipates you or what. Something's going on down there. These bricks coming out. And then on my jog down to the toilet, I see an old friend that I knew from middle school and high school. And I didn't want to say hi and be like, hey, I'm running to the bathroom. I have COVID-19. I'm taking a shit because there's no water and the toilet's clogged at my home up the block. Haven't seen you in a decade. Good to see you. Actually, not good to see you. I think he got into cocaine and racism, so that guy could go fuck himself. Who gets into racism? I don't understand. I was friends with kids little. You see them grow up. And it's just like in the movies. It's just like the Empire and the Force. By the way, I watched The Mandalorian. It's so good. It's like good and evil, and you just saw this guy like slowly go towards racism and evil, and you're like, I knew you when you were a child. You're a sweet, innocent boy. What the fuck? You got one hateful uncle, and he spews, and you absorbed it? Most of us go, he was in the war. Just ignore him. Just ignore him. He hates Asian people now.
The fuck? So weird.
Not when you served in Vietnam.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, that's not right. I'm just saying some of your uncles were almost murdered and vice versa. And they kind of have a little bit of anger in their heart because they saw their buddies being shot to pieces. Vice versa. We invaded their country, Anyways, none of it's right. I'm just saying. That's racism. I'm like, yeah, that makes a little bit of sense. Vietnam, what a shit show war. Say no to racism. Even if you were in a war, just say no. Anyways, this kid wasn't in a war. He grew up in the South Bay. We're an ethnic bunch over here. We got it all. Not so much South. South's pretty white. South Torrance, South Redondo, Palos Verdes, very white. Very white. But you go to North Torrance, you just cross Western and get a little brown. Now we're talking. Anyways, I just farted. My girl had trap gas. I had trap gas maybe like a month ago. I hadn't had trap gas since I was a child. I've been letting them rip. I don't know how trap gas happens, but it is the most painful thing. It feels like you need to go to the emergency room. Anyways, I didn't have it this time, but I just had it not but a couple months ago, and I know how it feels, and I forgot how it feels. So then my girl had it, and she's just squatting, drinking bubbly water. I'm running her legs like a bicycle, trying to pump a fart. Keep in mind, she has never farted in front of me. Not once. Not once. So she is not that kind of girl. But the pain is so bad, and she's in so much horrible pain that she's like, babe, I need you to pump my legs. Like, I gotta do something. And then she's like crying and laughing of the pain and like the ridiculousness of how embarrassed she is. And I'm just like, if only those reality TV camera right now. Just two COVID-19s and the guy's pumping his girl's legs so she could fart and not be in excruciating pain. Oh. I can't believe we were trapped with no hotel. Like normally, like if that water burst, we'd be like, woo-wee, free vacation. And we were like, we can't. We can't go anywhere. By the way, when you can't go anywhere, it fucks you up too. Like just even going to Target to buy toilet paper or whatever the fuck you got to do, you can't. So you got to call your sister or your mother and be like, hey, like, can you bring me some food? You could deliver food. But even like the delivery guy coming straight to your door, you're like, no, stay on the corner. It's just a lot easier if it's your sister. They know to just leave it in the driveway. Yeah, man. This fucking shit is awful. 2020. I didn't think 2020 could get any worse. And it did. It did, guys. Right at the end. I got COVID-19, canceled my Florida dates. This is just the trivial stuff. Couldn't leave the home, couldn't taste, couldn't smell, felt like shit. Everyone looks at you like you're a leper. You know? Ah! You just turn into this disease boy. You're just like, no, you're dead to me. All the shows, even like ones. Anyways, obviously, the main thing, my uncle took him out of this realm. I know it's a hard thing to... It's a hard thing. This is what I keep telling myself. What I've believed in, but it's just harder when it's closer to home. It's like we're energy. It's just this chapter's over. And whether you believe in God or Christianity or the Quran or Buddhism or Judaism, back to what I keep saying from science community, we're energy. And energy, they have proven, cannot be created nor destroyed. It's just changing through the form into the next. Meaning, whether you believe in heaven or hell or this or that, there's something out there. Now, what that is, we have no fucking clue. But we just know that there's another chapter. And that's the only thing that I hope that maybe my aunt and cousin will tell themselves. To make this easier for them, because I couldn't even imagine what they're going through. We're energy, baby. One thing I almost tweeted and I just didn't. And I was like, if we all know we're going to die, we all know that, and we all know our loved ones are going to die, and we also, it's like let me just pull up the tweet because I'm going to mess it up. Oopsie daisy. Oh, good thing. I deleted it. Oh, here it is. None of us can escape death, and we all know it's coming. Then why is it so sad when someone passes? I don't know. Because it's true. Like, we all know. You're going to die. You're going to die. I'm going to die. My mom's going to die. Everyone's going to die. It's the only thing that is certain. And we all know it's coming. And it's just so sad when you lose someone. But at the same time, to what I was just speaking on, we know that there's something else. I don't know what it is. An energy field, fucking heaven. I know that I might have to spend some time in purgatory. You gotta pay. You gotta pay the piper. That's fine. It's worth it. I had my fun, got my rocks off. It's just about balance, yin and the yang, baby. You gotta do a little dirt to know what the soap's for. That's all I'm saying. But too much dirt, it's bad. You go down there with Hitler, that's too much dirt. Get out of here.
It's not enough soap.
Yeah, not enough soap to clear that up. I'm just talking about some good old firecracker, stealing some drugs, slapping some booties, just the good stuff. Just the good mischief. Bottom line, there's something more. What that is, I could not fucking tell you. Just got to start meditating more. Maybe I'll tell you. I fucking astral plane to Jupiter, bro. Heaven. More like Jupiter. Everyone's over there. They're all fucking no condoms. There's no skin. Nobody knows. No one fucking knows. I just know I learned that energy thing at a really young age. And I don't know who said it, when, or where, or why. But I just know that I went, wait a minute. We're energy. So we don't die. I remember that clicking. Maybe it was acid. Psilocybin mushrooms. Maybe I came up with it all on my own. Maybe I was listening to Ram Dass. I don't know. But I tell you what. Alan Watts, Ram Dass, Terrence McKenna. You take some strong acid and go down those rabbit holes. Good luck, my friend. Good luck. I think I'm going to start smoking weed again. This is for you, Uncle Gilbert. It's for you. Anyways, all right. We'll talk about some shows. So I binge watched The Mandalorian in 2 days.
Wow.
I had COVID, bro. I couldn't go
right.
nowhere. It's so good. I did not know Bill Burr was in it.
Oh, yeah.
That guy just is the best, man. Fuck yeah. And I also saw my buddy Asif Ali. I knew he was in it because I saw someone like posting. But like knowing he's in it and then seeing him in it, you're like, oh, yeah. So the guy that was next to him, I don't know his name, but I know I played him in dodgeball. And I was like, I know that guy from stand-up. I know Asif pretty well. I don't know the other dude, but I know I'll fucking catch that motherfucker. You in The Mandalorian, bro? You ain't got shit. I'll catch you. I'll get you out. He's a good player, though. He's a good improviser and actor, too. He's in The Mandalorian. He's also in Kong. That guy's cool. I don't know him. I just know if you play dodgeball, you cool. You cool. And then, you guys, you got to watch The Mandalorian. God bless you, Jon Favreau. He gave us Baby Yoda. I kept saying yoga on accident. I caught it that time. Did you see my brain work when I was Baby Yoda? I've been saying Baby Yoga for 2 weeks, and my girl keeps making fun of me. It's called this Yoda. I'm like, oh, Yoda, whatever. Jon Favreau. Sir, you give us Swingers, Iron Man, Avengers. Didn't he direct one of those?
He did at least the first Iron Man.
I know he did Iron Man. I know come on, Jon Favreau. Baby Yoda. I didn't get all the stink. You know, the internet. Mandalorian came out like a year ago, right?
Right.
I'm a little late to the party.
Yeah.
I saw Baby Yoda everywhere, and I was like, what the fuck? Who cares? It's a big whoop. Watch the show. Oh, my God, Baby Yoda. The cutest shit I've ever seen in my life. I want a Baby Yoda. So I get all the hype now. I get all of it. Baby Yoda, you're so cute. You little whiskers. You're eating the poor fish's baby's eggs. It's so dark and weird and cute.
Yeah.
How are you going to make cannibalism cute? Monsters. Baby Yoda. Bill Burr's in it. Cool guest stars. Someone else. Carl Weathers. Gina Carano. It's fun, man. I also watched the Queen's Gambit.
How's that?
Fantastic. Someone tweeted it was going viral. I guess the producer tried to make that show for the last 30 years.
Oh, wow.
Man, fuck you, Hollywood. How many times? What is wrong with you? I swear to God, everything Hollywood says no to ends up being the #1 show in the world. They said no to Stranger Things. #1 show where they said no to Queen's Gambit. #1 show. They said no to Seinfeld. Perseverance, baby. The amount of TV shows and movies that were said no. And then you find out, like, things Hollywood fought over, and they're the biggest piece of shit film. You're like, you fought over that? You turned down Seinfeld, and you fought over Bright? I liked it. I mean, I know it was shitty. I guess there's going to be a sequel. I guess there was a bidding war over that.
That's the one with
Will Smith
as
had
a cop with like an orc
yeah,
sidekick.
a cop with the orc sidekick. And Hollywood, I guess, there's several bidding wars over that script. Netflix won because they got deep pockets. Put Will Smith in it, did the whole nine. You put Willie Boy, the golden goose. The man doesn't miss. I love Will Smith. I appreciated the movie, but it was pretty bad. I also, everyone's a fucking critic. Wonder Woman, I watched that, 84.
Mm-hmm.
It was bad, but it was fun. Fuck off. Hollywood really needs to stop casting. They need to cast villainous actors and actresses as villains. They put Kristen Wiig as the sweet airhead that turned into a vicious villain. I love Kristen Wiig. I respect her. She's a comedic genius. But let's not have her be the villain to battle Wonder Woman. You're just kind of be like...
And also, was the guy from The Mandalorian was like the other bad guy.
Yeah. He's a brilliant actor, too, and I'm a fan. Pedro Pascal. He's so good, but that villain was just odd. It just like...
It was just a movie without any real villains.
Yeah, it was two hardly villainous people to where, like, even if Wonder Woman had to take them out, you're like, no, he's just a dad trying to be rich to provide for everyone. It was like villains with good hearts. It's like weird. It's like, yo, motherfucker, I want a Lex Luthor.
Yeah.
They did it too in that one movie Oliver Stone directed where they had Selma Hayek be the drug cartel warlord. Once again, I love Selma Hayek.
Yeah.
Absolute gorgeous, beautiful, talented actress. Amazing in Frida, amazing in everything. Fools Rush In, I saw in theaters with Matthew Perry, flicks the coin across on the bridge, But a fucking cartel lord? Get the lady that played Yolanda in Selena. Now that's a, you know what I mean? You don't hear me talking about shit about who is that? Gwen Close playing Cruella de Vil because she's evil. She's got the that's a good. That's good. That's a good. That's it. Look at my vocab. That's a good. Who else is an excellent villain? Even Michelle Pfeiffer playing like a Catwoman. Like she's got that. Also, too, Gal Gadot. You're supposed to be Amazonian. You're supposed to be. I think she's fucking smoke show, and she knocked the first one out of the park. But I'm just saying, like, the comic book, you look at Wonder Woman, they're like He-Man. They're fucking... Also, they got big tits and a fat ass. Gal Gadot, gorgeous. But I don't see no Anna Nicole Smith titties up in there. You may say sexist. I'm being a realist. Look at the original comic book. Look at the original actress that played her. Voluptuous. I'm just saying you're supposed to be this wild Amazonian strong woman, and you look like a model. It's the same pet peeve I have. You're gonna have Halle Berry be the badass in John Wick. Have her have some electric shock weapons. I love female badasses. I just want to believe it. Like Charlize Theron in Mad Max. Oh my God. Charlize Theron in Old Guard. Oh. Just make Charlize Theron be the awesome badass. Gal Gadot, though, is awesome. I just think it was a lack of villains, and I just... You think of Amazonian Wonder Woman, you just think of thick. And she's like a gorgeous fucking thin model. It's not. I'm going to get canceled. They're like, he's anti-woman. I'm like, no, you're anti-thick woman. You're anti-thick woman. I don't know how long we've been rolling, bro.
An hour and 5 minutes.
Okay. I'm running on empty, man. Any questions?
Let's see. Is that all you watched? Anything else?
Yeah, a bunch of Christmas movies. The Santa Claus is fantastic. I actually watched the Santa Claus 1 and 2 yesterday. I was depressed, dude. We didn't get to celebrate Christmas. I've been trapped here. My uncle fucking died. If I watch Christmas movies, it feels like nothing happened. It's like it still doesn't feel real.
Are there 3 Santa Clauses?
Yeah,
And
the third one with
Martin Short?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch that tonight. I will. The second one, not that good. First one
seems like it's all
fucking
figured
awesome.
out by the end of the first one.
Yeah. I'm still gonna go for number 3. I'm sick and tired of everyone ripping movies to shreds. Obviously, Santa Claus 2 and 3 are not going to be anywhere near as good as 1.
Yeah.
But you still can watch them,
Yeah.
and you still can appreciate them. WW84 was not nearly as good as the first one. Still a fun movie. Still had moments. Yeah, Kristen Wiig as a fucking evil villain was absolutely not believable.
I couldn't figure out. So Chris Pine is back, but it's not really him.
That too.
And you just have to kind of like assume that we're looking at this random guy through her eyes from then on. Is that like...
That was another thing. So there's this magic wishing stone. Whatever you wish for, it comes reality. Wonder Woman wished for her man, her lover, Chris Pine, to come back. I don't blame her. Handsome devil. Handsome man. And he comes back, but in another male's body. But she sees the old Chris Pine, not the new guy.
But he looks in the mirror and it's like Quantum Leap, where when he sees himself, he sees the other guy.
I'm just like, you're the wishing stone. Just have the original. You know what I mean?
It seemed like a weird element.
They're like, but that body, my girl's like, but that body is already passed, so it can't be brought back. It's the wishing stone.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense.
It does a lot of other weird shit throughout the rest
You
of
see
the
that
movie.
wall that was erected in Syria?
That wasn't some other wall.
That was... that came out of nowhere. So Chris Pine could come out of nowhere. Just a lot of stuff. It's so weird that I know we're watching fantasy, but if it is the fantasy world, I want it...
Just go all the way.
Just go all the way.
Why not?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That was my biggest problem with it. Even though I enjoyed it, I thought it was a dumb movie, but it was fun.
It was an...
why that?
It was an enjoyable, fun movie, but there was a lot of why that. It's like, why isn't Chris Pine just Chris Pine?
Yeah.
Why are these two most anticlimactic villains I have ever seen in my life?
Yeah.
Why is there not like even any real cool epic? In the first one, she's battling a Nazi that's the devil and the Lord of War.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's nothing more evil than that. It's for the greater good of the world. And this one, it's a guy that gets in over his head with wishes. And a sweet nerd that turns into a cat? These are the villains. Go back to the Nazi warlord. That's a fucking battle. God damn. And I still like the movie, but yes, compared to the first one, it's fucking doo-doo. The first one was fucking awesome. It had all the things, all the feels. Anyways. All right, let's do a 2020 recap. I got to do some positive shit, even though, you know, bottom line, end of the day, we must go on. We must persevere. Even my cousin and my aunt. And, you know, you got to keep on trucking no matter how hard those blows are. Even though this one is gut-wrenching. I can't even, you know. Anyways, 2020 positives. I tried my best. These are my positives. I challenge you to come up with your positives. I started headlining during the pandemic. That's crazy. 2020 was my year. I started selling merch. I moved to the beach with my girl, which is the first girl I've ever lived with in my entire life, besides my big booty mama. At the beach, I moved to the beach. That's crazy. You all know me very well if you've listened to my shit. I pretty much had low self-esteem, felt like a loser, and was on drugs for the first half of my life. Then I got sober at 29, slowly started to build myself up through therapy and stand-up. Started to make a name for myself. Started to gain confidence. It's still weird because you just feel like a fraud. What is confidence? It's just self-love. But we're just this world and society and a lot of old school parents. It's just, you know, it's not even their fault. It's just the way the generations were raised. It's like, no, you can't do that. You can't do that. Go get a union job. Provide for your family. It's like, the actual rules is there are no fucking rules. You can do whatever the fuck you want. Anyways, I don't know how I went off on that tangent. How did I get there, Chris? I'm just saying all that too because even at the level of success that I am right now, it still feels like the rug can be pulled from underneath me. It doesn't feel real. It almost feels like I'm like I don't deserve this, when really we're all God's creatures and we all deserve this. We're all energy. We're all the universe's creatures. We all deserve abundance. We all deserve the beach home, the any home, the apartment with the kitchen. You know, we all deserve it and can have it. And there's enough for everybody to go around. We need to get this scarcity, and we need to get the crabs fighting in the pot mentality. Those are the thoughts and vibes of the old. The truth is we all can vibrate higher. I am literally living proof of that. Although I am not even anywhere near to the places that I want to go. I'm just saying from the initial dungeon I was in, living in, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, to the place I'm at now. I feel like I was in hell. Now I'm reaching some sort of peaceful area, trying to transcend to just to the Teflon Don. Not to reference John Gotti and his evil ass, but I just mean to get to a place to where if anybody says anything hurtful or emotional, whether that be family or girlfriends or boyfriends or ex-girlfriends or boyfriends or whatever, you could just be like, I'm good, you know, like just tough, like Wonder Woman. You're just like, block. I block that negative, hateful energy. Good dish. Get off my shit. You ain't getting towards my peaceful mental servitude. Did any of that make sense? I don't know. Moved to the beach, did that one. Adopted a new cat, little Boo. I'm now starting to smell her breath again. Really bad. I headlined a handful of gigs in 2019, but they just kind of didn't count because it was just like one-nighters, and it wasn't until 2020 to where I really started doing clubs. Just took a global pandemic and every other comedian being afraid for their life. Those are jokes. I earned it. I deserved it. I have confidence. I am confident. Self-love. Love. I love myself. Oh, God. Well, everybody, this wasn't the most hilarious of episodes, but it was a real one. I don't know what to say other than appreciate every moment you have on this planet, because you do not know when it's going to be the last. Or appreciate the moments. And appreciate the moments of your loved ones, because you don't know. And I know we've all heard that a million times before. Go hug your loved ones. You don't know when the last time that's going to be you're going to speak with them. And unfortunately, this rang true for my family this holiday season. And the truth is, you could get hit by a bus, you could fall out of an airplane. That one, not so likely, because it's sealed, pressurized cabins. But you know what I mean. Your time is up when your time is up. And just as the great Warren Zevon said on some talk show, it might have been Letterman, but he was terminally ill with cancer, and it wasn't public at the time, but they're like, if you could say anything to the audience and any lessons learned throughout your lifetime. And he said, enjoy every sandwich. I know it's about sandwiches, but I caught the metaphor. It means enjoy every fucking moment, because life is precious. And you never know when your time is up. So go hug your kids, hug your wife, hug your husband. Or if you're alone, maybe you better reevaluate your life, because you're alone and you're a loser. I'm sorry, I'm just joking. I'm so okay. You are loved. You are loved. This podcast makes some poor sapsucker check out. No, it's jokes. You got this. Get on Bumble. Get on Hinge. Get on Grindr. Even if you don't like dudes, they'll like you. You'll get some love. You're alone. You need anything. So you're into the taco, not the sausage. Big whoop. You're alone on Easters. Go get some. Go get some. Yes, boy, this went off the rails real quick. I gotta pee. And yeah, I love you all. Rest in peace, Uncle Gilbert. We'll all be seeing you later. Hopefully later. Not to be a downer, but I'm just saying, hopefully in 50. I'll see you in 50. If it's anything less than that, I'm taking it up with you, God. You think I ain't got a little fight in me? I got a fucking... Think I don't smuggle a shank into heaven? You were mistaken. You forgot to check my ankle, God. I'm just kidding. I'm just joking. Oh, boy. This podcast ended with me threatening God with a small stiletto I snuck in on my ankle. I like knives. What can I say? got one right here. Got one. What about my spiritual one, God, huh? You don't know about the spiritual shank I hid in my asshole, huh? Yeah, I learned a thing from my cousins locked up. The old bunghole surprise. They got smartphones in there. I'm just saying. It's a big phone. You get big knives. Okay. All right. I love you all. Thank you. Thank you so much for listening. Sorry we missed a week. First week I've missed in 2 years. I had COVID and my uncle died. So that's why, motherfuckers. If you got a problem with that, you could take this spiritual shiv to the throat like I threatened God with a moment ago. That's what I think about you. That's what I think. Why am I doing this? I'm threatening my fans. I'm just all over the place. It's an emotional time. I love you all. Thank you so much. Tell your loved ones you love them. Tell yourself you love yourself. Let's go to higher places. Because I'm tired of this dark, fearful, fucking world we live in. And my whole family, we just went through the thick of it. And I say that because they're handling it. They're handling it as hard and horrible and awful as it is. You gotta keep on trucking and vibrate to the positivity, because the other side is too dark. It's too dark. Cockroaches, dark. Rats, dark. Turn on the light, the scatter, go away, get out of here. Get out of here, we don't want you here. Anyways, I don't know what I'm fucking... Just go hug your mamas if you got them. And daddies. And if you don't, give them the old 2 hits. I don't know. I should have ended this 8 minutes ago. Check out Comedy Showcase app. Go fuck yourself. I'm just joking. Okay, that's it. I love you all. Thank you. Tell everyone you love them. Yes. Happy Easters.